Okay, tonight we are doing Mediterranean chicken in one pan, because why not try to minimize the amount of dirty dishes? Doing wild rice, brown rice, wild rice mixture, and roasted broccoli with mustard seed. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the broccoli underway. So I've cut up my broccoli, as you can see, and I add some olive oil to it. Now I go ahead and add some mustard seed. You can use any color of mustard seed that you would like. That's about enough. Give this a swoosh around. Oh, jumper. A little more mustard seed. And there we go. This goes into a 400-degree preheated oven, and we roast it until it's a nice golden brown. Do not roast it until it's black. You don't want black. That should take, at 400 degrees, let's say 30 minutes. But make sure you keep checking it. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that in the oven. There we go. Now the rice I've had on for a bit. As you can see, this is a mixture of brown and wild rice. The typical rule with rice is you cook it 2-to-1 with water. So it'd be 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of water. But with wild, 3-to-1. And I'll be right back to you.
On.
Okay, so I've taken the liberty, I've gone ahead and I've fried my chicken in olive oil. Now this chicken is chicken thighs that I've removed the bone from and the skin. And the reason I did that, number one, I don't want the skin on it. Number two, removing the bones makes it cook faster. So it's all fried at this point. So next I'm going to go ahead and add I'm using shallots tonight, but you can use onions. There's no harm. Whatever you happen to have on hand. I just happen to have shallots and I didn't want to use a whole onion. So I'm going to stir fry that in there. And I'm going to give it a minute.
On.
Okay, so my onions are nicely sauteed, so they're translucent. So next, I'm going to add half a cup of white wine. If you only have red, you can use red. The difference being, it's going to color your chicken, but nothing wrong with that. So I'm going to go ahead here and turn up my heat a bit. It already smells incredible. I'm going to get some of this fond off the bottom of the pan, because that is flavor. And all that brown chicken is flavor. Excellent. And you can see the color that white wine is already picked up. I'm just turning it up a bit so it comes to a simmer. Next, I'm adding apricots, dried apricots, but you can use dried prunes, dried plums, whatever you happen to have. Nothing else, you can even use raisins. That's kind of your sweet component to this dish. get them in there so they start soaking up some of that wonderful flavor from the juices. And you can see the color, it's already starting to build. This is going to be your juice for the rice. Next, I'm adding my olives and capers. Now this is why I didn't add any salt. Now, I rinsed my capers because they're very salty to begin with. So make sure you rinse them. But they add an incredible flavor to this dish. There we go. And next, I'm going to add tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes that I cut in half because my sauce is nicely reducing. So the cherry tomatoes are going in. And we just want to wilt them a little bit, soften them down, get some of the moisture from the tomatoes into the stock. Now the final thing I'm going to add to this, of course, is butter. I learned how to French cook, and French cooking requires butter. So I'm adding, it's about 1 tablespoon. What this does to a sauce, of course it adds richness, but it also adds a glaze to it. So it makes it very shiny. And you can see, it's already starting to be very, very shiny. That is the secret with French food and Mediterranean food. They love their butter. And that is it. That is how simple that dish is. I hope you really enjoyed this. As you can see, 3 parts done. Approximately 15 minutes. All you're waiting for now is the broccoli to roast. I look forward to our next time together. Thank you.